The sound is the foundation of their world. A rhythmic, powerful grinding of fiber against enamel, the sound of survival. It echoes through the small clan of Pa and Tropos Boise. A dozen individuals scattered across the marshy fringe of a great alkaline lake. This is life 1.8 million years ago, a time measured not in days, but in the relentless effort to extract energy from a landscape that gives up its calories grudgingly. Their faces, broad and dished, are biological marvels, built around the singular purpose of chewing. Massive cheekbones flare out, providing anchorage for muscles that can generate a bite force unlike almost any other primate in hominid history. An old female, her brow heavy, sits slightly apart, her gaze sweeping the horizon. She watches the young ones play, their clumsy attempts at foraging a mimicry of the adults' endless work. They pull at tough papier sedges, chewing on the starchy rhizomes with developing jaws that are already a promise of immense power. The old female's own skull bears the mark of this specialization. A prominent ridge of bone runs the length of her cranium, a feature modern science calls a sagittal crest. It is the anchor point for the colossal temporal is muscles that bulge at her temples with every deliberate, crushing motion. This is the engine of their existence. It allows them to thrive where others would starve, to process the woody, fibrous, and abrasive foods that the more gracile early humans of the genus Homo, their distant cousins, must ignore. Their world is one of textures: the sharp-edged grass, the gritty soil clinging to roots, the pulpy interior of a termite mound they occasionally break open with stones. There is little time for anything but this constant, no-grade warfare against starvation. The sun beats down on the open savanna, a constant pressure that dictates the rhythm of their lives, foraging in the cooler hours of morning and late afternoon, seeking shade and rest during the searing heat of midday. A sudden shriek from a velvet monkey in the distant acacia trees sends a ripple of tension through the group. The chewing stops, heads lift. The males, larger and more robust, turn their flat faces toward the sound, their deep-set eyes scanning for the telltale shimmer of a predator in the tall grass. A primal fear, the inheritance of every creature that is not at the top of the food chain, holds them in a moment of absolute stillness. The threat this time is a ghost. It does not materialize. After a long minute, the grinding resumes, but the peace is a fragile thing. The female looks past her clan, to the edge of the wetlands. The mud is cracked and dry in a place she remembers being soft and dark just one season ago. The line of green is thinner. It is a small chained, an almost meaningless detail in the vastness of the prehistoric life unfolding around them. But her ancient mind registers it. It is a dissonance, a note out of tune in the sum of their survival. The grinding sound has changed. It is harsher now, punctuated by the sharp crack of inedible grit. The seasons have turned with a violence the old female's memory cannot fully grasp. The great Pleistocene climate is shifting, not with the gentle rhythm of wet and dry, but like a fever breaking. The lake bed is a mosaic of cracked mud stretching to a horizon shimmering with heat. The lush papier stands are brittle, yellow stalks, their rhizomes shrunken and woody. The clan's incredible chewing apparatus, their defining feature of Megadontia A, now works on food of last resort. They dig for shriveled tuberose and baked earth, their powerful fingers scrabbling at the iron-hard ground. They strip bark from desiccated trees. Every calorie is a victory won through immense, exhausting effort. The young are gaunt, their usual playful energy replaced by a listless lethargy. Two of the smallest have already been lost, one to weakness in the night, another to a silent predator that stalked the periphery. The old female makes a choice born of desperation. She leads the clan away from the dead marsh, their ancestral home, moving toward the low, hazy line of hills in the distance. The journey is a brutal trial. The open savanna offers no shade and exposes them to the watchful eyes of predators. One afternoon, they see them a different kind of hominid. Taller, with longer legs and faces that lack the architectural power of their own. A family group of Homo erectus, ancient humans on a different evolutionary path. They are clustered around the remains of an antelope. using sharp-edged stones to slice through hide and sever tendons. They work with a focused, intelligent energy. Their hands a whirlwind of precise action, the smell of blood and meat. A scent of unimaginable richness drifts on the hot wind. The Paranthropus clan watches from a safe distance. Their own stomachs hollow. They have no access to this world. Their anatomy, their entire being, is engineered for grinding fiber, not for the complex series of actions required for hunting or aggressive scavenging. Their specialization, once a key to survival, has become a wall between them and the most energy-dense food on the landscape. They move on, the image of the feast burned into their primal awareness. As they travel, the strain begins to show. A younger male, his ribs stark beneath his hairy skin, snatches a tuber from one of the nursing females. It is a profound breach of their communal life. The old female intervenes not with force, but with a deep, guttural cry and a gesture toward the hills, a reminder of the shared goal, the collective desperation that binds them. They are a community, and if that bond breaks, they are nothing. Here we invite you to become a chronicler with us, to witness not just the mechanics of evolution, but the deep, instinctual struggle for community that echoes within our own DNA. That evening, as a thin, cold moon rises, the clan huddles together for warmth, their hunger a living thing among them. The powerful jaws that define their lineage are silent. For the first time, there is nothing left to chew. The hills are a world of stone and thorns. The clan, now less than half its original size, moves through it like ghosts. The grinding sound is gone, replaced by the rasp of labored breathing and the scuff of feet on rock. Their immense jaw muscles, once the engines of their prosperity, are now just hollows in their gaunt faces. They find a patch of earth where tough, woodily on a snake through the ground. It is poor food, more fiber than nutrition, but it is something. As they begin to dig with their bare hands, they see the other hominids again. The Homo erectus group is working the same patch, but they are not using their hands. They carry sharpened sticks, a simple but revolutionary form of ancient technology. They use the sticks as levers, prying the lianas from the compacted soil with an efficiency that is devastating to watch. For every root the Paranthropus clan unearths, the tool users pull 3 from the ground. There is no fight, no open conflict. There is only a quiet, relentless displacement. The generalists, with their adaptable minds and versatile tools, are simply better at surviving in this new, impoverished world. The old female watches them, her deep-set eyes holding a knowledge that has no words. She sees the future of human evolution unfolding, and she sees that her kind has no place in it. Their path, the path of extreme dietary specialization, was a magnificent gamble that paid off for 1,000,000 years. But the landscape has called the bet, and they have lost. That evening, huddled in a shallow cave against a wind that carries the scent of dust and endings, the old female finds a single, swollen root missed by the others. Hunger claws at her, a physical agony that has been her constant companion for months. Before her, one of the last remaining young, a small female, shivers in her mother's arms. Too weak to even whimper, the mother's milk is long run dry. The old female looks at the root, then at the child. The choice is not a choice. It is an instinct, a final echo of the altruism that underpins all hominid history. She pushes the root toward the mother, a gesture of continuation for a lineage that is already over. The clan does not end in a great cataclysm or a final, desperate battle. It ends like this, in quiet starvation, in the shadow of their more adaptable cousins. They fade from the fossil record, one small, isolated group at a time, their incredible biological architecture becoming a footnote in the grand story of ancient humans. The last of them sits on a rocky ledge, looking out as the sun sets, casting long shadows that are the color of dried blood. Her magnificent jaw, a marvel of prehistoric life engineered to crush the toughest vegetation on the planet, is still. The world has changed its menu, and she can no longer eat. Their story is not a tragedy of failure, but a testament to the brutal neutrality of evolution. For over 1,000,000 years, the magnificent jewel of Par, Anthropus boisei, was a triumph, a key that unlocked a feast unavailable to others. They were a success. Their bones are found across the ancient landscapes of East Africa, a silent record of a long and stable reign. But the great climatic shifts of the Pleistocene did not reward stability. They rewarded versatility. The unwritten law of deep time is that the ultimate survival skill is not strength or specialization, but the ability to adapt. The generalist lineage of Homo, with its expanding brain, its nascent culture of tool-making, and its omnivorous diet, was messy and unspecialized, but it was adaptable. Our own species is the direct inheritor of that legacy. We stand on a planet of dwindling resources and accelerating change. Ourselves the ultimate specialists in technology and intellect. And the bones of the Nutcracker Man whisper a question across the eons when the world changes. Can a jaw built for one thing learn to bite into another? This is the chronicler. We do not mourn the river that runs dry. We study the stones it leaves behind for the lessons they hold. What force is strong enough to make a stranger a brother?